Year 12, travel and tourism. Okay, so good thing is, number one, it's sunny. Woohoo! Number two, my son would laugh if he was here because every time I say number two, he thinks that's really funny. So now I've started laughing at it as well. Tragic. Right, number two. Because no one can go anywhere, UK tourism is going to blossom, hopefully, if we're actually allowed to go places, although some people are going anyway. So actually doing the UK as a destination unit is particularly timely. So what we're going to do is, you are still working for your travel agency that you created for P1. We're leaving out the work for P2 because it's too complicated to explain over the Tinterweb. So we're going to go straight to P3. And what you're going to do is you're going to research 3 different UK destinations that are popular for different reasons, okay? We are going to continue with one of these moving on into the future. So what I would like you to do is you have to do 3 different destinations, a coastal one, a historical one, and a countryside one. Now, obviously, coastal resort, we live really close to Brighton, and when we go on and talk about how good it is as a destination, having that like knowledge of our own local resorts is really going to help us, okay? So when you get to choose your resorts, I'd really like you to do your coastal resort on Brighton, okay? Now, this is going to take you a good couple of weeks. Okay, so I'm going to explain this carefully and you can revisit this video if you need to recap on anything. All right, so first up, I'm going to start off with what you're going to finish up with. Okay, now I don't have a printer or a photocopier at home, so I've had to mock these up by hand. Okay, but what you're going to imagine is that you're going into a UK travel agent's, okay, mine's called Hallie's Holidays, obviously, and what you would do is you'd say, right, I'd like some destination guides, please, and the travel agent would give you a selection of destination guides. Okay, where would you like to go, madam? Is it a historical resort you're after? Maybe a countryside resort, or perhaps a coastal resort? Oh, coastal resort, you say. Let me tell you all about Brighton. So they're going to have a theme. Okay, so what you're going to do is make sure that they all have your logo on. They all have a nice photo of the resort, the name of the resort, and sort of what type of resort it is, whether it's coastal, countryside, or historical. Okay, now you're not going to be able to print A3 folded and all of this, okay? That's not a problem. What you're going to do is produce 4 pages, one for each resort. And then what we'll do is we'll print them off and then I can use the photocopier to turn them into lovely handouts that look all professional, ready for your portfolio. Okay, so what you're going to do is start off, and I would start off with Brighton because you probably know it the best out of everything. Okay, so what you've got to do for each resort, apart from a nice front cover, okay, so this should like make the tourist really want to go to this place. It should be really professional, okay? I've done mine in pen, which isn't obviously professional, but try and keep things like clip art and bubble writing to a minimum. This is professional business that you're pretending you work for. So then inside we've got 3 pages where we're going to talk about the destination, and they all need to have similar things in them, okay? And all this is going to be on a list on Firefly. For each of them you're going to talk about location, okay? So how do you get there? A map, where it is in the UK, maybe you could have a like map of the town centre maybe, depending on where you're talking about, okay? And then you have to talk about these things. You have to talk about its natural features. So not the pier, that's not a natural feature. It's not been in Brighton since the dawn of time. Okay, somebody made it. It's not natural. But a natural feature of Brighton is the sea. Yeah, and it's one of the main reasons that people flock to Brighton when the weather's nice, is because they want to go in the sea. So that's one of the main things. If you're talking about the Lake District, countryside area, beautiful. If you've never been, you should go. This year looks good because we can't go anywhere else. But you know, you look at the Lake District. You know, it's a countryside resort. What natural features are there? Obviously lakes. That's why it's called the Lake District. Spoiler alert. You know, what natural features are there in Bath? Okay, you don't have to do these ones, by the way. You can choose, apart from Brighton, which I'm kind of insisting that you choose for coastal. Bath is a lovely historical resort. If you've never been, I also recommend it. But you could talk about the fact that it's got, you know, a beautiful river or whatever it is. Okay, you've then got to talk about the facilities available in that resort. Okay, and there is a long list of things you need to consider. I'm going to run through them now with you. And what I'll do is I'll hold this quite still, but I'm also going to give you a typed up list on Firefly. Okay. Accommodation. That means places to stay. Right? Arrange, please. Somewhere cheap, somewhere nice, maybe. Where can you eat out? What sport and leisure activities can you do? What different entertainment is there? What shopping is there? People love shopping. What kind of history is there about the place? Something historical you could do? What kind of culture things? These kind of tie in, so careful not to overlap. What kind of things can you do to relax? What kind of things could you do for a special occasion? Or does that city or resort or area have a special occasion? When you think of Brighton, what special occasions spring to mind? It should be the May Festival. Devastated, it's cancelled. However, I've saved a lot of money this year. Okay, I normally spend an absolute fortune going to shows and galleries and blah, blah, blah. And also Pride, okay? You know, we're well known for those things. So they're the kind of things you'd be mentioning there. Any educational stuff, you know, is there anything you can do, like for a school trip, for example? And what's it like as a business visitor? Okay. We've also got to consider our two different types of tourist. So our inbound and our domestic, okay, and how they might differ in our destination guide. And we've also got to think about our different types of visitors. So different ages, whether you're a single or a couple, a family or a group. And what you need to make sure is that in your destination guide, you've covered things for all these different types of tourist, okay? Because otherwise, you know, if maybe you're a younger couple, there's stuff for young couples in the Lake District. There's stuff to do for young couples in Brighton, yeah? And there's stuff to do for young couples in Bath. So you've got to think about all those, you know, and equally the same for families in all these different areas. So, you know, you would want to pick this up and think, this is somewhere I want to go as a young person. And also myself, as an older lady with a child, I might want to pick this up as well and think, oh, this is somewhere I want to go with my family. Okay, so the idea is you're selling these resorts to a whole variety of different tourists. Okay, so that's a lot of information, I appreciate that. But you are making 3 matching destination guides. So what I would do is start with your Brighton one, okay? And set out all the headings, you know, location, I mean, they're not going to be as big as this, location, natural features, facilities, okay? And you would obviously go on to the back page as well, yeah? And once you've done one, you need to email it to me. Once you've done Brighton, email it to me. Please don't start off on the second and third ones until I've seen that you're going along the right lines with this, okay? What I'm going to do on Firefly is to put up for you the instructions written down, okay? What you need to include, and what I've done is I've created a little checklist for you so that what you can do is you can think to yourself, I'm going to switch views now so I can show you, can't zoom in enough on that, this Word document I'm going to put on Firefly, so it's like, right, have you included all of these things, okay? And you can, if you've got a printer and you can print that out, even better, because it will help you to physically tick it off. But if not, you could just use it as a bit of a checklist, okay? Any questions with this, you need to email me, okay, and ask. I am happy to help and go through it with you. After half term, I'm actually going to be going through and Skyping each of you individually, or in small groups, just to catch up with work, find out where you are and how you're getting on, and talk through the work that you've done so far and anything that you might need to change, and so on and so forth. So can you please also this week, as a little side task, get Skype for Business set up if you haven't already. Okay. it is a beautiful, beautiful day today. I hope that you get out in the sunshine if you're watching this on Monday. But don't go to any tourist destinations, not right now. Not safe, guys. Social distancing and all that. Please make the guides, okay? So hopefully by the end of this week, you should have finished the Brighton Resort, okay, guide and sent it to me. The first one will take the longest because you are going to have to set it all up, and then the second and third one you can use the Brighton one and copy and paste all the headings and everything, okay? Right, I think that's everything. And any questions, email me, okay? Then I'll set some I'll reply, yeah. I'm blithering now. I really hate these video lessons. I miss you all, and I hope you're good. Please keep up with work. Over half term, I'm not going to set anything new, so you do have a bit of a chance, if you're a bit behind, to catch up with some of the other stuff. But again, email me if you're struggling, okay? Okay, righto. See you soon, hopefully. If not, on video in a couple of weeks. All right, bye.